Oh.
No, now they know where I live.
Was that? No, that's where I live too. I live there too. That's where I live.
Oh, by the way, sorry, real quick.
She said, "Here I come."
What's up with the light now? They think they can just stop people in the middle of this speed trap?
What?
They put up a stoplight.
Did they?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know, but it was there today.
Well, not when I went down there. I must not have drove all the way through town.
You went right through that light.
Maybe. What light? There's never been a light here before.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Savannah's here from Bellevue.
Yay.
Oh, don't tell him, Savannah. Don't tell him.
Yeah. What is this? Like, give out all of our personal information day?
Yeah.
I hope not. That's a terrible day.
Right? I agree. Okay, this needs to go over there. Okay, I don't know how to... Andrew, what's going on?
Andrew, don't tell us where you are.
Don't say it. Don't say where you're at.
Don't divulge your location.
Everybody seems to be telling people where they're at.
That's
I'm here.
unnecessary.
I got shorts on.
Oh, wait. Say that again?
I got shorts on.
Because I'm a ventriloquist or something? A ventriloquist?
Yeah.
I mimic the sound of vans. That's what a
Like the
ventriloquist
shoes?
is. Yeah, yeah.
Squeaky shoes?
Yep.
What are so
Yeah, you get to see the behind the scenes stuff. This is stuff I gotta do every time.
What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about some news. We're talking about some shows, some Netflixes.
Yep, because that's what we got.
While we're pimping stuff to our friends, if you guys in the chat would be so inclined, we'd love it if you would also pimp this to your friends. Andrew, stop it.
What'd he say?
Oh, he gave out his whole address.
Oh my goodness.
He did.
Oh, did he though? Did he though? Clever twist.
Okay, I can't click on it or it'll show it on the screen, but I want to search that address and see where that goes.
Yeah, me too.
This today we at my house we got a package from UPS, and it was, I don't know if Gabe signed for it or not, but it was a cooler, like a little styrofoam cooler. And I came in, I looked at it, and I'm like, "What is this, Gabe?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I look at it, and it says critical medication, blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Huh?" And then I look at it, and it's not our address. It's
Was it like a neighbor?
Yeah, it was it was up the block. It was like a block away, but it was like the same. It was one number off. And so I like ran it up there, and lady was on the phone with them, freaking out because it hadn't arrived, but it said it had arrived. And she's like, "What am I gonna do? I have to have it." Blah blah. I'm like, "Here it is."
I mean, I can see how that would happen, but that's a major.
Oh, I know the UPS guy came back looking for it.
Major
and
issue.
He had to have gotten in trouble for it. But I'm like, "Yeah, no, I already took it up there, so you're good."
I did your job.
Yeah.
I found a dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, outside of our house. It was a dachshund. Not ours. No.
You're not gonna keep it?
No, he was like on a lead and everything, but like he didn't have a tag. It was like, how do you put him on a lead, know that he escapes on the regular, and then not put tags on this dog?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he does this pretty regularly, and Facebook is incredible for finding a dog's owners.
Oh, interesting.
Holly didn't have to look very far at all. Somebody had already posted it.
Yep.
And we got him home. So that story had a happy ending.
We once had a Dachshund, and it was fat. We had a lot of fat dogs, but
Dachshunds are like, man, they are stubborn. They're bossy little guys.
Mm-hmm. Every dog that you mix with one just looks like that dog as a Dachshund.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's a Dachshund in there at all, it's like, yeah, there's some Dachshund in there.
What you doing?
Me? Oh, I'm just making sure that the video posted right on the website.
I see.
This is stuff I have to do when I'm like, keep talking.
Yeah.
It's taking a little longer today, though.
Hey, while we're doing some more the riffing, Randy, you've been doing some Skyrims on the Twitches.
That reminds me. Speaking of, hey, this is actually going out on Twitch.
Oh boy.
For the next month until I decide I don't want to pay for this option. We will be simulcasting, I guess would be the term, to Facebook Live and Twitch. Mainly because, yes, the last 7 days in a row I've been streaming on Twitch. I've been playing some Skyrim, and I didn't want to break that streak, even though we're not playing Skyrim. But
could we also be streaming to YouTube at this time?
I'm limited to 2.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you know what we can do? We can give Savannah crap because she doesn't know what Skyrim is.
It's amazing. How do you not know?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Speaking of YouTube, though, the replay will go up faster because Facebook really sucks in that respect. So I'd have to download the video, and the video's all small. It won't let me have the HD version. So then I have to do this whole process, and it takes days because that's how long it takes me. Now I can just go export to YouTube, and it'll do it on its own. So it's good all around.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is it worth $25 a month, though?
I don't know.
Well, that is a question for our viewers. Our viewers who love us enough to go check out our Patreon page
That's what I
and
was thinking.
potentially
Wow.
make sure that this never has to go away.
Right. Become a patron at patreon.com/Grawlix podcast. That's right. This is Grawlix Nights, the show where we go live and then promote our stuff at you for an hour.
Yeah.
And we're cheap, too. You get lots of good stuff real cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask Matt D. I almost said his full name. He never does, so I'm assuming he doesn't want people to know. Ask Matt D. He became a patron recently. I'm sure he's enjoying all the fruits of our audio loins.
We put fruits on the internet.
I feel like we almost that stopped Jesse in his tracks.
I really did. I was like locked and loaded until you said loins, and then that just threw me off. Like, whoo! So now I'm sweating. Whoa!
It's been a little while since we put new stuff up, but there's over 60 bonus episodes, podcast episodes on Patreon. So yeah. Andrew, dude, no, I know. Andrew was recently a patron and then stopped, and there was another person who was a patron of ours for a long time and recently stopped. Dude, it's not like there's a pandemic going on. No, we totally
get
it. Totally get it. No worries. You're still a patron in our hearts.
That's true. Right there.
As long as it leaves a list of people who used to be patrons.
Yeah.
Because I will forget a name in a heartbeat.
Oh, I was like, why? So then after the pandemic, I'll be like, so back to work. No. Patreon, it's brought us we have a little bit that comes in every month, so that's awesome. But
hey, I've got another idea. If you can't afford the Patreon in a month, but you love comics and you're like, oh, I'd really love to support the Grawlix podcast, but I also love comics. There's a great humble bundle right now that is the entire The Walking Dead.
That is pretty crazy. I actually need to update the website and put that.
I put it in the Grawlix podcast group before we started the stream tonight. So if you're curious about that, go to the Grawlix podcast group and you will see the link, which is our affiliate link. So if you click on that, you will get the entirety of The Walking Dead, and you're also going to help us out at the same time. Man, that's great.
Oh yeah, Mr. Warbler, cool beans.
Yeah.
I will remember that. Thank you.
Just there
you
you
go.
Mr. Warbler. You won't forget that. All right, so let's get to it.
Okay.
We're only almost 10 minutes in. What do you guys want to start with? What we've been watching? Because that's just we haven't set up the next movie homework, I guess. So
yeah, let's do what we've been watching because we already talked about it once, so it's like kind of cleaning up,
just catching up.
Yeah.
Follow up. I got nothing catchy for that.
Yeah.
It's a TV follow up. Well, one thing we've been watching, Jesse mentioned it last week. He talked a little bit about it. Is the Netflix series I'm Not Okay With This.
Mm-hmm.
And Melanie and I this last week binged it. It is very bingeable, but also the episodes, some of them are seriously 19 minutes long. So
Yeah.
Right.
it's between 19 to just under 30 minutes long each episode.
Mhm.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was good. I'm excited to see where it goes. If anything, maybe it was kind of predictable, but that's me. I do that anyway. I predict everything.
You predict the future.
I do, as far as movies go, most of the time.
The ending was pretty unpredictable for me. Like I predicted everything to the dance, and even at the dance, I was like, I mean, they kind of let you know a little bit. Like at the very
Yeah,
beginning, they let you know that something terrible is going to go wrong at that dance. Don't go to that dance. Never go to a dance ever. But then after that, I'm like, what's going on with this? And then they hook you. They're like, oh, come on back for season 2.
I was like, are they gonna do a Carrie?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't want to get. Oh, yeah, I guess we probably shouldn't totally spoil it, but what happens, because it starts the series. That first episode starts off with her running in the street covered in blood.
Yeah,
it's like the first shot of
in like a dress.
In a dress. So it's. You mentioned Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad used to do that every season. They'd start with some big thing at the beginning of each episode that you don't find out like what that's a result of till the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew said, my wife predicted the ending, but I didn't. I suspect, I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out. And most of the series, I was like, it's going to be the worst possible thing. And then partway through, I was like, you know what? It's going to be a big mislead. You're even, it's going to be like Punch or something stupid. You even said something about Punch. I'm like, nah, I don't know. And I won't say which way it goes, but it's still a little surprising.
Right. I was worried that it was going to be like, I don't know how to say this without spoiling it. I was worried that it was going to be a character that did not deserve it.
Yes.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I was worried for worst possible scenario, and it's not a good scenario, but it's not worst possible scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't.
And I was right. Mentor. Yeah. That's all I'm saying there too.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It was interesting. That band that the kid talks about all the time, Blood Witch, is not a real band.
Huh.
It made it up for the show. Because I was like, Blood Witch, is that actually a band?
If it was, Randy would be listening to it.
I don't know. It is. I agree with her, though. It's a stupid name. And the song of theirs that they played doesn't, in my opinion, really match the name, Blood Witch. Whatever.
Well, sometimes things just go that way.
That's true.
How would you pitch this to people? Because it plays on that comic book superhero type of thing, like a metahuman type of thing, but it is not a superhero show.
It is way more coming of age story than I expected.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like a sit down with your kids watch it coming of age story. It's pretty adult, and
well, you could sit down with your kids that are coming of age.
It's mainly adult in language. It's not, otherwise it's not bad. I don't recall like any nudity. I don't recall like any, there's sexual talk. So again, language.
You see somebody in their panties.
I suppose. You see thigh zits.
Yep.
That's true.
And Beckney.
I was amused by her obsession with the thigh zits. I was like, what? Why?
Because they're girls.
But there's some good character moments. There's some character development with her that is easily spottable early on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Before she knows, kind of thing.
Yeah. Right.
And the power of happiness doesn't always work, by the way.
Right.
Yeah. But really, studies do say that you can trick your brain into being happy. If you just make yourself act happy, then it'll think you're really happy and it'll make you happy.
It's not a happy show either.
No.
There's like some fun stuff, but it's not happy.
Right.
No.
It's exciting at times, but everybody in it is pretty miserable.
I like her little brother.
Yeah. He's the most together and adult character in the whole show.
Yeah, he is.
And he's like, how old is he supposed to be?
I don't know. Like
he's tiny.
9.
Like Yeah, I was gonna guess 8 or 9. Yeah.
How would? Yeah, I mean, it feels like a quirky indie. It's like one of those indie coming of age movies where it's like maybe black comedy a little bit, where it's like kind of dark humor,
Mhm.
but it's not really that funny. It's more
Like Juno.
I was just gonna say Juno.
Juno, sure,
You
yeah,
read my mind.
yeah, like that. There's definitely a point which I'm like, wait, is this like a period piece, or does it just like everybody just looks like it should be 2-3 decades ago?
It kind of has a
Right.
hard candy feel to it too.
Really?
Mm,
Wasn't that the one with what's her name where she gets picked up by a pedo?
yeah, but it does because. Okay, I'll never mind. I'll talk about it later. It's not important. Let's move on. It's taking too much time.
Um, what else you guys been watching? Anyway, I recommend it. By the way, I have no idea where season 2 is going to go.
I'm still watching the Dark. I'm getting close to being caught up to where it's at or whatever. But
Yeah, I liked it. But yeah, all the things that we've said so far, it's not necessarily for all ages. So you do have to be careful about who's around.
Show it to your children
Right away.
right away.
I don't
Be like, this is life, kid.
I don't.
This is the way it works.
Minus all the telekinesis.
Yeah.
Also, you had mentioned something last week about it portraying superpowers in a kind of realistic, like a more realistic way than most things do. It's not a good thing that she has superpowers.
No, it's
a
so bad.
Horrible thing.
It's scary.
And
like,
in real life, a person with those kind of abilities, it would be that way.
right.
Well, you don't know that. Maybe in real life, your superpowers manifest when you think happy thoughts, and like bubbles or something. You know.
Well, she's not a happy
It
person,
didn't
and
work
that's
for
not what
her.
happens for her.
Yeah.
She's kind of a jerk, though. I know we're right back in the show. She's not the most likable character, though, either.
No, she's not.
I get that she's moody. Like, not that she doesn't have reason to be moody. She does. But it wouldn't necessarily have to go as bad as it does if she was
Not as a didn't take her problems out on other people.
kind of, yeah. Also, her friend, though, like, I don't know. There's spoilers. I won't get into it.
There's a lot of trauma in this. I mean, like, there's a lot of trauma before. There's a lot of trauma during. A lot of trauma after. So, yeah.
I haven't really been watching anything else, though. I think that's about the only show I've been watching. And I don't think I've watched any movies since we talked last week. Just pretty much like YouTube and that with Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
We binged into we're into season 2. I don't know how many episodes into season 2 we are, but like 2 or 3 episodes in for sure. Yeah, on Ozark. I don't know if I even said what I was watching, but yeah. Last time I talked about Ozark, and we went off the deep end into this show now. We're so hooked. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's that we were talking about this a little bit off mic. Once it is that kind of show where once you get into it, once you get a few episodes deep, then you're in it. I have not started season 3 yet. I was so excited for season 3, and it's been out for over a month, and I just haven't started it yet. I will, but as soon as I do, I'll be done with it within a week. So
yeah, that's the downside to this. It's like, I mean, they're hour-long episodes, but when you binge 3 of them, then you're already a third through the season.
Right. That reminds me. I think we're an episode behind on Westworld.
Ah,
I'm excited for that.
it's because our schedule's all weird.
What are you guys watching? Hey, in the chat, what are you guys watching? Anything good? Watching anything on Westworld?
Anything on Westworld?
You watching anything that isn't the Tiger King?
Oh, anything on Westworld? Obviously, I looked away again. Thank you. I'm distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure there's no chat on the Twitch. Hi, Twitch.
Hi, Twitch.
We're here.
That sounds like And
Do the
insult
Twitch
someone.
comments also show up in our
Yeah, they
live
should show up
comments?
in here.
Oh,
There just have
nice.
been none.
Will there be like a little icon?
Okay,
to
let's
the-
talk about Twitch for just a moment. So I've been streaming on there, and I'm not like Paul will watch. Paul gets upset because Twitch doesn't notify him. Like last night, I'd been streaming for over an hour, and he's like, "You gonna be streaming tonight?" He pulled a Savannah on me, and I was like, "Dude, I've been streaming," and he was upset. But I streamed for like 3 hours last night, so that was extra long.
Woo!
But I do have we have a new regular. I do have a new regular on the Skyrim streams.
Oh,
What did I say his name was? Alex?
Exclamation point.
Alex Ryan exclamation. I should edit this. Sorry, Ryan. Ryan exclamation. Yeah, he usually tunes in later, so he probably won't see this. But
I think it should give out notifications because I would totally come and bug you if
so I feel like I don't make a new post, and if I did, you guys wouldn't see it anyway, for every stream, because I feel like 7 days in a row, people just like, even if they do see the post, they're not going to care. They're like, yeah, we get it. You're always streaming Skyrim now. So I don't want to harass people, but yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to be informed, let me know, and I'll send you a message if I know you personally. Like,
or if you have the Twitch app, you can set your notifications. Like I do get a notification, but usually you start streaming on Twitch about the time I need to go to bed, or else
right.
I won't get up on time.
yeah, because you're a late man.
I am a late man.
Me too, though. So
Andrew says, okay. Andrew says, haha, that worked in my favor. Paul was watching my live stream last night. Well, and I mean, this isn't intentional, but I try to wait till about 10, mainly because I'm still like, a lot of times I'm still trying to wrap up my work for the day. But also there are a lot of other podcasters and Andrew, like a lot of people still do their streams on Facebook or YouTube around, seems like 7, 8, 9. So 10, I figure, is a pretty good time. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Speaking of streams, this one's probably more for Matt D or people who weren't around for it, but the 24-hour Starfighters live stream thing, which basically wrecked my whole week because I didn't sleep. I think I had 4 hours of sleep for that thing, and I had it better than most. So there you go. But you were on there. You were on there for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I was on there for quite a while. It started a little before 4 a.m. I joined Paul on his stream, Paul and Billy. And that was a lot of fun. And basically, like, kind of jumped in at the end of they were doing a segment about the pandemic and apocalyptic movies and stuff like that. And then joined them for the ABCs of pop culture, which was a lot of fun, except none of them know Doctor Who. So I was like, this is weird. This is weird.
And then we're all in the chat like, Doctor Who!
And then after that segment,
except 4 in the morning, so it's more like Doctor Who.
Right. So it's like 4 in the morning. I'm on this live stream. Jesse, Melanie, and Jasper are all in the chat. I'm like, it's 4 in the morning. What's happening? How is the whole Grawlix crew here? The whole Grawlix crew isn't even here right now. Like,
right. We're never all here, but we were at 4 in the morning.
But it was awesome. I loved it. That was pretty cool. Got to actually be on a podcast with Eddie, the first time ever. And then after the ABCs of pop culture segment, I don't know what happened. Their sleep deprivation set in, and we were talking about like Saturday morning cartoons, kid shows based on inappropriate movies like RoboCop and stuff like that.
That's right.
Rambo, so that was the loose thread.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of just other craziness in there. And as it went on, before you took over with your Ram Man thing, they were like delirious.
Oh my god! And then Billy like crashed out in the middle of my Ram Man thing. I think Eddie had a little bit of sleep. I don't know that Billy had any sleep at that point.
He when I was on, he said he'd been on every segment and they'd been going for like 18 hours.
Yeah,
that's not healthy. That's just not even safe to do.
No, he fell asleep for a little while during my Rain Man thing, and then I was but then we talked pro wrestling right after that, and he was trying to wake up, and it was, oh my god, it was rough. It was rough.
They need like a lovely assistant there, like handing them cups of coffee or Monster or something.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even do like caffeine, so I don't know how he was still functioning at all.
Is he Mormon?
Why is that?
Because they can't have caffeine.
Oh, some people just don't want caffeine.
He just, not that I know of. I think
the majority of people in the world have caffeine in their system. It's a fact.
I don't enjoy any caffeine.
Billy's gonna outlive us all. I'm just saying.
Probably. He looks like he's 15. I know he's older than that. What I'm saying is he looks young. He looks good for how.
It looks good.
Is he like 22?
No, he's like 30s.
Yeah, no, I know. I knew he was older than that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
But anyways, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
For the people, like Matt D, even though you're not on Facebook, that happened. There was a lot of fun stuff.
People, man, I caught some slack last night when I was like, I won't be streaming on Twitch tomorrow, but I'll be on Facebook. And somebody in the comments was like, Facebook.
Oh boy!
You could tell. You could
taste it. You could taste it.
You could taste
it. Tasted like McDonald's.
It was text, but you could tell they were like, Facebook. That's where our peoples are.
I was gonna say there's more people on Facebook.
We're older. That's where our people are.
That's fair. Yeah.
There are more grandmas here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are.
Hit us up, grandmas.
Hey, grandmas, we got a Patreon.
Racist uncles.
Yeah. Don't at me, bro.
Come at me. Anyway, let's react to some news.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, there's actually been some news that I could get salty about.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we'll start this off right. Oh, I need to do my little thing.
What's your thing?
Took a second. This.
Oh.
All right. The first story is coming from TheVerge.com. A lot of people, I think, probably seen this. This was yesterday or the day before. It was a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Elena, what's going on? You're a grandma. There you go. See, told you. We get them grandmas.
Oh, yeah. Grandmas on the Grawlix podcast.
That's a grandma with the same last name as me.
That's incredible.
AMC theaters will no longer play Universal movies after Trolls World Tour's on-demand success.
That's ironic because they're not playing any movies.
Bold statement for somebody who's not playing any movies.
I was just saying, like, what are you doing? What are you even doing right now?
But why specifically Universal movies?
Okay, so AMC theaters, which is one of the biggest, God, in the US anyway, there's probably, I mean, there's smaller chains, but there's like what, 2, maybe 3 big theater chains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah,
AMC is definitely one of the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically he said, okay, wait, hold on. It was more or less in response to something that, who's Jeff Shell? NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell had said in an interview with Wall Street Journal, because Trolls World Tour, which I didn't even know was a movie. It was a movie, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Trolls? They're like 20 years behind the curve on that one.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is the second Troll movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this was the sequel.
It's because we're past the 80s stuff. We're hitting that 90s nostalgia.
Yeah.
They're not marketing that to kids. They're marketing that to the parents of kids.
Do they have jewels in their belly buttons?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it did better than expected. It didn't get a theatrical release because nothing's getting a theatrical release right now, obviously. So it was one of the movies they went ahead and they're like, okay, well, we're just going to stream, release it to stream. You can rent it or whatever. Brought in nearly $100 million, which I don't know how much that movie is made for. 100 million could be good or bad, depending. But I'm going to guess they weren't expecting near that. So it's good. So he had said, Jeff Shell, quote, as soon as theaters reopen, we expect to release movies on both formats, which is a big change because okay, I'm seeing comments. I'll get to them. Which is a big change because there's the release window is a big thing.
Yeah.
So in response to that, AMC Theaters Chair CEO Adam Aaron had said, quote, it is disappointing to us, but Jeff's comments as to Universal's unilateral actions and intentions have left us with no choice. Therefore, effective immediately, AMC will no longer play any Universal movies in any of our theaters in the United States, Europe, or the Middle East, end quote. Dude.
Because they closed. Because they closed right now.
Right. But I mean, it sounds like it's a total ban. Like we're just no Universal in our theaters again.
Well, I mean, if they're not going to respect the...
It's a universal ban.
Oh. Okay, so let's see. Andrew, where's Paul?
That was a habit. That was just habit.
It is not a habit. I'm streaming and I'm talking to someone. It's usually Paul. Andrew says, Universal, AMC, I think we need to break up. AMC, no Universal, I think we need to break up.
You're right.
It makes sense, though.
Oh, hey, this is fun. This is for Jesse. Did you see that one?
I did. That's awesome. Yeah, Joe is my roommate. So, yeah, he knows. He knows.
He knows the cool. He knows.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. So for our audio listeners, Joe said, I remember listening to Jesse back at Wayne State College. He is a genius when it comes to cool. Who am I to disagree?
Yep.
Right.
But sorry, real quick on this thing. If that's what they should do.
What
they're doing right now. That's what they should do.
What do you? Who?
Both.
Wait. Both?
Yeah.
So Universal
is smart for streaming for giving it out right now. But if they're going to be in direct competition with the theaters, then the theaters should not show their movies. You can't have it both ways.
I don't know. I disagree because. Oh, and it also notes that AMC Theaters is the largest cinema chain in the U.S.
Yeah.
Disney. Jeez. Andrew points out Disney. I don't know what happened to my brain today. Disney and Warner Brothers are doing the same thing. Looks like AMC better bend them too. So here's the issue. AMC they're butthurt because they think that it sounds like, and this should be of no surprise to them. They should have seen this coming. It sounds like after the pandemic, because this is a good opportunity for Hollywood, for the studios to test out basically same day as release streaming, since there's not actually just releases, to see how much money it'll bring in, to see if it's worth doing that in the future. Because in the past, they've had to deal with the theaters. The theaters actually had sway because they had Hollywood's backing, because that's where all their money comes from. So they had the release window. Hit theaters, and then you have to wait X amount of however long before it hits streaming. And if you don't, Netflix, you can't win Oscars. That's kind of Hollywood and the movie theaters' crappy way of giving the finger to streaming services. Well, now that theaters are closed down for a while, Hollywood's like, Maybe there's something to just releasing on streaming services, and that cuts the middleman out. I'm kind of for it because not that I want theaters to die off, but it's a blockbuster move, man. You should have seen this coming. You can only fight it for so long. Blockbuster sued DirecTV and Dish Network back in the day because they didn't like that you could stream movies the same day it hit rental stores. They sued and won, but in the long run, who's still in business? Not Blockbuster, because they refused to like figure out how to work with where the industry is going, and they just kept fighting it. And that's what the movie theaters are doing. So yeah, you can throw your fits now and ban whoever, but like they're just shooting themselves in the foot.
It's not what the movie theaters are doing. It's what
So what Universal here is saying is they might, once theaters reopen, they'll still release to theaters, but they might start same day releasing on streaming too, which is what the big movie theater chains don't want,
right?
Because that takes away a lot of their business,
right?
Which I get them being opposed to it, and then the movie theaters are like, well, if you're going to do that, we're just not going to play any of your movies,
right?
They have the right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seems like you're just shaving away more of your potential business.
I see what you're saying, kind of, but okay, I wouldn't base everything on the Trolls World Tour for a couple reasons. One is children's movies always do well, especially in direct to video and stuff like that. They do way better than anything for adults ever. Always will.
Yeah, but it's Andrew's got a good point here. Universal just proved that they don't need the theaters, but AMC can't say they don't need movies. And he also points out that movie studios get a higher percentage of the revenue from streaming sales than they do from movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And the Trolls, this specific movie is not super relevant. It's the point of they released this thing and brought in $100 million, proves that they can release to streaming and get still $100 million. If they did something like one of the Marvel movie, if Disney released what's the next big Marvel movie?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. I don't know that it would make enough to justify whatever's budget it had.
Mm-hmm.
It would blow Trolls World Tour out of the water, though.
Maybe.
Guaranteed.
First of all, I'm not going to know about it.
You're not going to go see Black Widow or Trolls World Tour, though.
No,
even if it was in the theaters.
I know, but when I do go to the theater, that's when I find out about new movies that I want to see. Usually.
That's not indicative of the world, though.
Oh, okay.
That's not necessarily.
Well, I know it's not for kids because kids just suck everything up and want everything all the time. But I don't know.
So I think like the metaphor that I was throwing out there when we were having this conversation, just on Facebook, because that's where conversations happen. Mm-hmm. That and Twitter. Twitter is where news happens, and Facebook is where conversations happen.
Twitter's
conversations.
Where Facebook's where we talk about it.
Yeah. So my metaphor, or my I don't know, analogy is right now the way that comic books work is that a local comic book store orders all their comic books through Diamond for the most part. Like the bulk of the local comic book stores scene out there, they get all their comics from Diamond distribution. Now, because of the pandemic, a lot of places are closed. So Diamond closed for a while. Now, what Diamond could have done is they could have shifted their entire business model and said, all right, people, all the comics are coming to us. We can send them directly to you. We can be a subscription service now, and we can just cut out the local comic book stores. We can just cut them out. We can just get these comics to you, the end consumer. Now, that would be an incredibly horrible move for the local comic book store scene. Like that would put a lot of people out of business. So on one hand, it's like, yeah, they've got, AMC has got a reason to be upset. But the problem is that like where that analogy breaks down is that comic book stores are still running curbside services. Meanwhile, movie theaters can't do that at all. So basically we've got these movie studios who have this movie that's done. It's in the can, and they can either just hang on to that movie and not make any money off of it, or they can get it out to people.
At the drive-in. Sorry.
Yeah, drive-through would be great. Drive-through would be the only way that would work. Now they've got the option to do that plus streaming, but what they don't have the option to do at all is theaters.
Yeah.
So the theaters can get mad like AMC did, and I understand why they're mad. They have every right to be mad. But this seems like a really weird flex to say, okay, when the next Jurassic Park movie comes out, we're not going to make any money off of it. Because high ground, I guess.
It is a weird flex. And I should appreciate that more, but I already have a bad taste in my mouth from licking movie theaters. From movie theaters, from stuff like because Netflix doesn't obey the window of release. Hollywood says, like, no, this amazing indie movie that Netflix picked up and distributed can't win an Oscar, even though everybody's talking about it, how it's Oscar potential. And even if it does manage to get nominated for an Oscar, AMC or whoever it was, probably AMC, won't play that movie in their Oscar nominated showcase special showings they do because it was never distributed through us, so we don't have the rights to play it. You could search that out if you really wanted it. You're just being like, no, we're not going to play that because they didn't obey the window.
Well, you think what you want to think. I think if I want to see a movie and I have to pay $5 for it, I want to be able to sit in a giant reclining thing and have free popcorn and
I'm not saying
a huge screen and sound all around me.
Look at Alamo Drafthouse.
I don't like that place. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, forget Alamo.
Okay.
Look at the drive-ins then. You love those.
I do.
They're just going to have to, it's going to become like a lot of other things, like CDs or records or any other thing that got phased out by technology, because that is what's happening. It'll become a niche thing. If you want that theater experience, if you don't have a home theater in your house, go to the theaters. I don't want the theaters to go away. And why this is such a boneheaded move with AMC, it's like they're concerned because the same day streaming is going to split a big chunk of the money they could have potentially made. Fine, I get being upset. But then being like, well, you know what? I don't want any of that money.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting themselves in the foot. Like, it's a boneheaded move.
It's like a grocery store being like, I'm not going to take Frosted Flakes anymore.
I feel like the people that go to the movies are going to be the same people that go to the movies because they just want to go to the movies.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter what they're playing.
That's your niche audience. That's the audience that's not going to go away.
That's who's already going.
Then why are they upset?
Who?
They're the movie theater.
Because it's rude. It's
Well, you know what? The story's over. Next story.
Okay.
Regal Cinema issues a warning to any movie studio considering a pivot to VOD. Next story. Here we go. This is coming from vulture.com. Regal Cinemas. That's the theater we do like. Because that's the one we go to often.
Yeah.
Right? They run Majestic, don't they?
Yeah. It is.
So Andrew says, I only go to the movie theater to avoid spoilers. Right.
Basically,
right.
Yeah. And for an experience, that experience piece that Melanie was talking about, I definitely go for that. Like when we went to, what was it, last year, we went to Enter the Dragon at Alamo Drafthouse, and they played it on the original, like it's an original print. It's like a film print movie. Like that's an experience, like I think that's never going away. Case in point, we still have theater. We still have legit theater, where people put on a play or a musical. That's
Right.
not going anywhere. It's just going to get more expensive. That's all.
Well,
yeah.
And Regal and other cinemas are doing it too. I think I see more and more like, come see Princess Bride and this movie on like our $5 special evenings. Like a lot of the theaters were doing older movies multiple times a week. And I see that as them recognizing like we can't just do it on what's new and out. Like there is this niche audience that just wants the theater experience and they want to see the movies they want to see. I'm sure it doesn't bring in as many people, but man, if it could be more of a niche tailored thing where it's like here, movie theater experience, and you don't have to like choose from 30 different crap movies that came out in the last month. You can go see something you want to see.
Especially if they had like stuff like Clue and Rocky Horror Picture Show and stuff like that have their, the whole thing that goes along with them. It's not just them watching.
It's like a watch party. It's like a party,
right?
Stuff and
right.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying.
I mean, the ironic thing is, I'm not going to watch a Jurassic Park movie anywhere but the theater. Like, I don't care. I don't care to watch that on at home. Like I want to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex as big as a car. I want to see it. But at home, I'm like, they're gonna die. They're gonna die because that's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay, so Regal Cinemas isn't banning any movie studios from its cinemas. For now. So according to Vulture.com, the theater chain's parent company, Cineworld, released a statement regarding NBC Universal's decision to consider releasing films in theater and on demand simultaneously. And it said, quote, Twitter. Okay, so the company
Twitter
tweeted,
news.
Quote, Regal is not boycotting Universal nor any other studio. We will continue our normal policy and play movies that respect the theatrical window, allowing movies to be released first in theaters prior to streaming or VOD platforms, end quote. Which is basically saying, we're not going to outright ban some studio, but if they're not going to respect the window, we're not playing them. It's the same difference. And here's the thing, they're being gatekeepers. Like the movie, they're still going to release the movie in your theater. You should not have say as to when and where they release it elsewhere. That's not the theater's place to decide. And they're trying to be that gatekeeper.
But if they're holding a spot for that movie that they could be playing something else in, and nobody's going to show up because they're sitting at home watching it, why not use that theater to show a movie they know somebody will come and see?
Then do that.
That's what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. That's not at all what they're doing. That's... Hold on here. See, and Andrew has a great point. Let's see, Elena says people are not going to go if they can't see what they want, right? And Andrew has a great point because this is a complaint I hear a lot of people have. We don't actually go to the theaters that often. No. I think we go to the theaters like twice a year. The theaters are not making a living off of us.
No.
Andrew says, no, people here are so annoying. I'm sick of the cell phones and the people talking all during the movie. If one day streaming was a thing, I would never go to the theaters again. Now, that's not something good for the theaters, but that is a common complaint that I hear from a lot of people. In the past, I've listened to a lot of film podcasts where they regularly they make a point almost weekly to go to the movies. Mm. And dude, a lot of them seem to hate it. They seem to hate going to the theaters.
I've only had issues with that with cell phone people or even like loud annoying people like a couple times, really.
Yeah, but if we went on the regular to the big popular, and we never go to the big popular movies. Mm. We go see, I think one of the, other than Avengers Endgame, The Witch, I think was the last big movie we seen, and that wasn't a big movie. Mm-hmm. And then, Andrew followed up with Now Get Off My Lawn. But that is a common complaint I hear.
Yeah.
Cineworld CEO Mookie. Oh, that is
First,
his name.
so Cineworld, spelled Cine, so like Cineworld. But I'm like, man, they're like Sin City. Hold my beer. Cineworld.
Right. I'm not going to say that name. Mookie Greedinger. Their CEO had called Universal's decision to bypass the theatrical window for Trolls completely inappropriate, and said that it certainly has nothing to do with good faith business practice, partnership, and transparency. And that's kind of been my complaint with like AMC. Once in a while, they'll make headlines where they have some new policy. The people running the company seem to make a lot of petty decisions that seem petty and impulsive. And that's very odd. And that's what puts like Regal here. They're still saying like, you respect the window or else, but they're at least being a little bit more.
It's more for the good of the cause than the way that AMC was doing it. And it's funny for AMC to get on a high horse because they're the ones that basically stole MoviePass's idea and ran with it, which I think they should. I mean, like, I think it was a good idea that was poorly executed by MoviePass. So good on them for trying to make it work. But it's interesting. You can steal someone's idea and that's okay. But Universal tries to put out a movie when no one can go to the movies. How else are they supposed to do it?
Right. So the statement went on to read, quote, all our partners this is from Cineworld. All our partners called us in a timely manner and told us that in the current situation, they want to shorten window for movies that were already released as cinemas are closing. Most importantly, they all reassured us that there will be no change in their window policy once the cinema business returned. Unfortunately, I missed similar message in Universal's announcement. Not only did Universal provide no comment for the future window, but Universal was the only studio that tried to take advantage of the current crisis and provide a day and date release of a movie that was not yet released. They sound butthurt too. Yeah. And I get it because that's their business, but like, this isn't, I just see it as like the theater system as it is, having such close ties with Hollywood, having this weird extra sway in how things are released, is a flawed system. And I don't see it so much as like the studios or Universal taking advantage of the current crisis. I see it as they now have the opportunity to realize why that system is flawed, and maybe they don't need to abide by that.
Now, I want to play devil's advocate on this.
Okay.
Now, they're propping up Warner Brothers and Disney as these studios that are doing it right. Who owns these theaters? Who owns Disney? Isn't that a gigantic megacorp that owns all this stuff? Are they playing games with Universal right now because they can? I don't know. I'm just going to throw that conspiracy theory out there.
I mean, we could probably find that out with some research.
Right?
I mean, that's not what
it just occurred to me. So if I were a better podcaster, I would have already done this research. But no, I'm just going to throw out a wild conspiracy with zero backing to it. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know why
in Fremont we have bad theaters too. You know, like I think that sometimes it is a community thing. Sometimes it is a culture thing.
I like the theater experience. I'm not really sure why I'm so against the theater industry in this case, because it's not like Hollywood needs me to side with them. Like, they're way bigger.
Right.
Like, if they wanted, they could just do their own thing.
And you go see movies by yourself. I mean,
the rare times I do, yeah. because I prefer to see a movie by myself. If I had a good home theater system, wouldn't be as big of a desire. But I do like the movie experience.
It just sounds
not
like
when
sour grapes to me. It sounds like they're whining, and that rubs me the wrong way. Like, this is a bad time to sound petty. You know, like, there's a lot of things wrong with the world right now. Like, people can't find their food. People don't have jobs. But the fact that you don't have Trolls World Tour is not a real. It's not a real problem.
Ooh, we almost got to swear. Okay, so, and this is so funny because I know we've talked about, Melanie, I know we've talked about how we wished, like, you know, if we could just watch it on streaming. I wish it was out now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're talking about. And this, I think, is why, this is why it so annoys me about the theater situation. Them complaining is because it's like being able to go to the theater if we want or watch it right now in our homes.
Mm-hmm.
That's technological progress.
Right.
You could fight that for as long as you want, but eventually you're either going to go out of business or you're going to embrace it.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. They should go straight to home video, but then I don't think the theater should have to show them either.
Well, they don't. Okay.
That's my point.
That's valid. They don't have to show the movies.
Yeah. But I know.
But they're whining.
They're whining.
They're crying. Like, it's petty and impulsive and oddly on corporate like to be like, we're just going to ban all Universal.
I don't think you know enough corporations.
Rub some dirt in it and walk it off, kid.
That's pretty common.
Well, it usually doesn't make headlines.
No, it doesn't usually, but I've been in some corporate situations and it's basically just guys swinging their things at each other, trying to act like they're the bigger.
I guess.
Speaking of, like, this has continued since then. Have you seen some of that news that came out today? Because what was it? Because AMC said the thing, and then Universal, they came out with their response, and NATO. I don't know how NATO factors into this, but NATO had a response that was like, well, we didn't coordinate this with Universal, but also we don't totally disagree with them. I don't know how NATO factors into this at all. I have zero idea.
They're like the National Trade Organization or whatever. Right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Movies, in terms of like exports and imports, movies is surprisingly big business.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have thought about it.
Conspiracy theory. That's not
never
conspiracy.
Thought about. Yeah, I've never thought about it as like an import export like product, but it totally is, and that's like.
We export way more movies than we import.
And then that's how you end up with like Iron Man 3 having extra scenes for the Chinese release because a bunch of, they got funding from there, so they want to like weird.
I wonder if most of the world speaks some English because of movies like that, or if movies like that are made for other people because most of them speak English.
Movies teach people English.
except that one movie that won an Oscar. You should learn Korean.
So it's a good thing they didn't release same day.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Man.
Holy moly. So what we're saying, the real takeaway today is that Trolls World Tour will not be up for any Oscars.
No.
But it will be in English.
But it will be in English. Right.
It definitely will be in English.
It would be some movie like Trolls because a studio is not going to chance it on one of their potentially massive tentpole movies. They're not going to chance starting some drama to where even if they smooth it over with the theaters later, the theater could still be like, we're just not going to show that movie. It would be something stupid like Trolls World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's only a problem because it did well, like surprisingly well.
Right. You know what though? I don't care if other studios are looking at that $100 million going, really?
Oh yeah.
AMC who?
yeah. Disney don't care. Disney put out, I know that Disney, like, supposedly they sped it, and they had some I don't know, communication or whatever, but Onward went to Disney Plus very quickly.
But Disney seems like exactly the place to pump stuff out just straight to video because, again, look at, why Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are billionaires?
Straight to video.
Straight to video.
Yeah, straight to video is different though, because
But
that's
what streaming is what it replaced straight to video.
But it's different though, because straight to video movie, they're not going to release straight to video and then make a big push later in the theaters as like,
right,
whatever. Trolls World Tour would have been a big theatrical release movie that was not intended to be straight to video. But they're like, you know what? Let's push this out.
No, I get that. I'm not arguing about that. I'm saying Disney is, if there's any company that should be pumping stuff out on streaming, it should be.
Oh yeah,
Disney.
I know it is, and that's why they created their own streaming platform,
right?
So they can own everything.
They will.
Well, you know what else Disney owns? What's Baby that? Yoda face masks.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oddly, I don't know what this episode is. I don't think we're going to get through all the news.
Can I, real quick? This is not this news, but it's Baby Yoda news. Herzog, the director, I guess when he first saw the Baby Yoda puppet, he cried. And he said, yeah, it was beautiful. And he was like, you can't just CGI this. This is a masterpiece.
Werner Herzog. Yeah, he's interesting like that.
But I love the puppet renaissance that's happening right now. Duh, surprise, surprise, shocker, guys. I love it. So yeah, you got the Dark Crystal and Baby Yoda.
I still haven't watched that last Star Wars movie, but the one before that everyone hated, that Rain Johnson or whatever his name.
I never hated that one. I never did. I
Puppet Yoda is the best thing.
He's so good. He's so good. Practical effects for the win.
Oh, dude. I don't CGI Yoda, we don't need it. And I don't care that you could see like the whole face deform when his mouth moved. I love that. That made it better.
Yep.
It's not even like the puppet Yoda in that. It's not even like the most amazing puppet Yoda. It's a little shabby, and that's what makes it even better.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Oh, look who's here.
Baby Yoda. Disney to sell Baby Yoda face masks because capitalism. Which is a funny headline because I really picked the story so we could segue into our own little capitalism. So according to vulture.com, so basically whatever companies are coming out with like themed face masks because of everything, because of the stuff happening. And Disney, they're not going to miss out on that. So they will soon be selling face masks with images like the mouth of the Incredible Hulk, the muzzle of Winnie the Pooh, Mike Wazowski's Cyclops eye. What's that from? I don't know what that is.
That's Monsters, Inc.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Forky having a panic attack because what's Forky? I don't know.
Forky's from Toy Story 4.
Oh. And Baby Yoda drinking soup.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird choice. I would have made like a bald cap with the ears and then just put it on kids.
Well, the face mask, you could put ears on the little straps. That'd been pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't just have mouse ears, as a thing too.
Oh, Andrew, yes. Now bring back stop motion animation like in the Sinbad movies.
Or like in Color Out of Space.
There was stop motion. It's super fast. It's just like the one shot. There was stop motion, and I loved it. The people that the producers that made that Thing prequel, they need to be smacked around a bit. That's the total aside. A pack of 4 costs about $20. It costs $20. You can pre-order now, and they'll start shipping out in June. As with a lot of companies, it's like, I'm assuming these are just going to be cloth face masks. They're not going to be medical grade.
Oh, that kind of face mask.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like Halloween.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. It
Although
will
we'll
donate-
probably be wearing those at Halloween too, because flu season will start up.
Yeah.
Will donate up to $1 million for mask profits to aid organization MedShare. What are you talking about, Paul? Themed face masks like the one Grawlix has available?
Which you
So
can find at tpublic.com. If you go to the EMC TeePublic store, you might be able to find something like that. I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch. That's a little bit of a stretch, I feel.
Oh, that would be in bad taste, maybe.
No, it wouldn't though, because you know what they do?
What do they do?
For every what do you call it? Every purchase made, they give $1 to I don't know if it's the same place. Where is it to?
It's money that goes towards actual medical grade masks for essential working
all the face
men
masks,
and women.
sold. And these are cloth masks. You can get these at the EMC Public store. I guess tpublic.com/user/EMC. They still haven't given us.
No, but yeah, I mean, and you need that link because it's kind of hard to find stuff on TeePublic. So yeah.
So I was torn. TeePublic. Okay. Masks sold on TeePublic are for general public use only, not intended for use in medical settings. But they will.
Out of stock.
Oh, they're still out of
Yeah, that's the downside there. But when this goes out, when the audio goes out, they may be back. So go check them out anyways.
Yeah, and they do here it is. This is what I was looking for. For every non-medical mask sold, TeePublic will donate 1 medical grade mask to Direct Relief, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So every mask they sell, they will actually donate a real medical grade mask to Direct Relief. I'd see TeePublic sent out the email that they were going to release these. And I was a little on the fence. I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's cool. People should be wearing masks. But I was like, I don't know. It seems weird to promote this and hey, buy my face mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put our logo on there and you thought, oh my God.
I was like, what better way to slap a Grawlix on your mouth than with a face mask like that? And I was all totally on board once that clicked.
Yeah, I love that one. It's perfect.
Okay. Andrew says every morning they are in stock. They sell so many per day. So yeah, in the morning they're in stock before they sell out again.
Mm-hmm. So wake up early and buy yours.
Right. I'll have links. I'll have links in descriptions. That's on the YouTube replay. I'll have a link. I'll probably add a link to the Facebook video eventually. And yeah, there's a link right there. Thanks, Jesse.
You bet.
So it's in the comments.
If I ever get my unemployment, I'll buy one.
You still not get your unemployment?
Still not getting my unemployment yet.
Holly just got hers, so I don't know if that means anything.
No, my dad already got his too, and I started claiming before him, but they just suck. They could be up to 21 weeks, they say.
I have not enabled this. It says it's there. Maybe you can order it. That doesn't look right. No, okay. I've only enabled it on these 3. I haven't enabled it on those because that doesn't really make sense to me.
Right. Yeah, some of them just automatically show up. I don't know why.
I do want to make a new design for the Electronic Media Collective because, every episode that starts with the audio thing, it's like, yeah, that's a mouthful. I'm like, it's writing itself.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, but Disney's evil for doing it.
Why? Come on, Disney. Stop it.
I don't know. We could keep going or we could wrap it up here if you guys want. It's up to you guys.
I
don't know. It depends on it depends on what the next can of worms is, because if you open a real can of worms, we'll be on it for another 20 minutes easy.
All right, let's go one more. Let's stick with Disney. Disney developing a live action Hercules film with some possible big name directors in the mix. I'm curious about opinions on this.
I love
I wasn't-
Hercules, and I don't need
Really?
I don't know. I don't know if I need a live action version, but if they do it right, if they do it like Mulan looks, then maybe that could be cool.
I wasn't a huge fan of Hercules, but I don't think that there's any way that they can make some of the characters right.
Interesting. So, okay, this was originally broke on a website I've never heard of before, but it was the Diz Insider, like Disney Insider.
Don't start a podcast. Not with that logo.
Right. Welcome to the Quib Insider.
Right.
Yeah.
This insider is
Not great.
no.
Well,
Quibi.
hey,
Quibi Quiznos. That's what we're calling it.
they apparently have some good information because Updated, the Hollywood Reporter, has confirmed their scoop about Hercules coming to the big screen and added that Dave Callahan, who worked on Wonder Woman 1984, who is also involved in Marvel's Shang-Chi, will pen the script. The Russo brothers will be producing under their AGBO banner. What is that?
That is a bad name, is what that is.
However, they will not be directing. So apparently there's been no confirmation on possible directors. And this article goes on to speculate about possible big name directors attached. However, that's not that interesting to me.
I saw King Triton at the bottom, so they're gonna do Little Mermaid too.
Didn't they already
They
plan
were
on
gonna
that? I
do
don't
a
know.
Little Mermaid.
Well, then okay.
But
That
it
would be an
wasn't-
interesting like link for them to go ahead and throw
right.
like a straight up crossover in there, because why not?
I'm a little surprised they haven't. Oh, Andrew said, let's see. Okay, Paul said they're down since the Russos are at the helm. Well, I mean, they're going to be producing it. They won't be directing. Andrew says Mulan looks so good. Mulan does actually look good, but I've never seen the animated Mulan, so
Really, we have to fix that.
we don't.
Well, this basically becomes a period piece when you strip out all the musical and like spiritual elements or whatever.
Well, here's the thing that like I don't think I've ever watched the Disney Hercules, but I don't really care about this because Hercules has been made a million times in movies.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of Disney stories are based on old fairy tales and old legends and stuff anyway, but I'm just like, well, that's fine. They could just make a new Hercules. It's been a while since we've had a Hercules.
Well, that's why I was thinking it would be hard, because if they're trying to make this Hercules, there is a lot of the supernatural in there, and that's what would be hard to do.
They
Right.
probably are going to try to make this Hercules because it's Disney, but
Right. So that's what I'm concerned about it. The little demon guys and stuff, and they could do the blue flame head easy, but
it's Disney. They own all the computers in the world. They'll just CGI James Dean to play every role, and it'll all be CGI.
I'm suddenly back on board.
Disney was not the company involved with the James Dean CGI thing, but
But if
got
you're
the
gonna make
money to make it
Zeus
happen.
James Dean, I'm in.
It'll be a lot of almost all big budget live action movies.
Do you see
CGI.
this, Randy? This is already paying for itself.
Hey,
Oh my goodness!
Well, I can't put that.
No, we can't. We can't
What's
even
up,
put it
Matt?
up there. But Matt D.
Finally, we got somebody on Twitch. Well, we can't end the stream now.
Nope.
Okay, so wow.
But you don't.
Hmm?
The McDonald's. Are you talking about Facebook? You don't need to Facebook. You're on Twitch now. Oh, no worries. I mentioned him on Twitter earlier, but like I didn't give him any other like heads up. I figured he was probably busy. Hey, well, for the next few weeks at least, we'll be doing streaming to both, so no worries. Had to put the kids down. I mean, to bed.
Yeah. It's not our fault he doesn't like grandmas.
And racist uncles.
Yep. McDonald's of the internet. Here we are.
I was about to say something, but I'm gonna reel it back. I don't know who watches this, so never mind.
Well, we know a bunch of them actually.
I mean, that's the problem. I know people, but not necessarily if they watch this. Okay, so well, let's continue with another story.
Okay.
That was really the end of like the potential bag of worms stories. Although I don't know how much longer I can stretch this episode.
I've got some sciencey stuff too.
Do you? Okay. The next one I don't really have much to say about other than John Wick 4 director is worried about topping Parabellum stunts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's basically like
what on earth is a Parabellum?
It's like there's been a couple days where I've decided to do number 4 and I've woken up in a cold sweat. Horses. How do I have not seen the most recent one, so I don't know what this is in reference to. How do I beat horses? Like, I have no effing idea, to tell you the truth. I think I have a lot of really cool ideas for the next one that I think are different and shocking and fun and unique. How to do them, I have no effing idea. I'm still figuring it out. Yeah. How have I not watched John Wick Chapter 3 yet? I loved the first 2. Those were a lot of fun.
Have you not watched Ozark season 3?
I just haven't started it yet. I will, though. I will.
I guess that's fair. I mean, it's like 10 hours of television compared to 2.
Is there a shark in John? That I can show. Jerry the Gnome says John Wick 4. The shark still looks fake.
Were they jumping over it? Is
That's
that
what I was gonna say? Yeah.
Oh, okay. What? Paul, obviously I didn't, or else that would have been like
that was as high pitched as Randy gets.
Right.
That's my childhood movie right there.
That is your childhood movie, you weirdo. Well, let's find this out.
So for the people that didn't read that, it says, did you guys see the Hellraiser series announcement for HBO?
Okay, I went to deadline.com. HBO makes Hellraiser series development deal. Halloween's David Gordon Green. It's so weird that he's Halloween's David Gordon Green. He used to do like comedies and stuff. To direct early episodes. Interesting. Well, you know what? I was impressed with what he had to do with that most recent Halloween. So,
and HBO series usually wind up being pretty quality. So
exactly, it's usually quality. And to be honest, like, you can't do any worse than parts 2 through the rest of the entirety of the series.
I wonder, is it be like a prequel type thing, or not prequel? You know what I mean? Like telling the story of the Hellraiser, of Pinhead, or if it's going to be all demony stuff.
Interesting. So the series, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that they'll say the series will be written by Mark Verheiden. I'm terrible with names. Who also worked on Battlestar Galactica, Daredevil, and Heroes. And Michael Dougherty, is that? Yes, that is the guy who worked on X-Men United, Godzilla King of Monsters, and Trick or Treat.
Ooh.
Just interesting stuff. I'm disappointed we've never got a sequel. I thought he was going to do a sequel to Trick or Treat.
I would love to see something Hellraiser in that vein, though. Like now that's got my brain buzzing. Like if you did like a Trick or Treat type of thing where everything's kind of tied to Hellraiser somehow.
I feel like Hellraiser, lends itself well to that.
Right.
Because like you just need to be able to tie it to the box and the Cenobites occasionally. Like you don't have to go. They always try to go with like story about Pinhead or about this Cenobite. It's like you don't really have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like the first Hellraiser was such a odd self-contained story.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep doing other self-contained stories that are yeah. I'm just trying to read.
What else would we want to see? I mean, obviously you have to pull in the Cenobites, but I wonder if you could have like just one Cenobite shows up kind of thing. Because it's usually like the whole gang like descends.
Jerry the Gnome. No, that is not the 80s Trick or Treat. That's Trick or Treat, and the one we're referring to is the anthology horror film Trick or Treat. However, the 80s Trick or Treat is a pretty solid movie. I actually really enjoy that movie. It's got its cheese. It's about a basically a resurrected satanic rocker is playing music backwards on records. It's just ridiculous, but it's good.
Is that the guy that like burned up because of?
Yeah, he like started himself on fire in some ritual in a hotel, and then this kid, this like, this metalhead kid who gets picked on at school, gets their last record and plays it backwards, and he comes alive.
He was the kid from Charles in Charge.
Was he?
I think, I don't know. I could be wrong.
Scott Baio?
No. His friend, like the chubby friend.
Oh, okay.
And Skippy from Family Ties.
Or maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
And Dustin Radke asks, so the Outer Limits? You mean like in reference to to like...
For Hellraiser?
I mean, Outer Limits is an anthology series, but...
It'd be like...
Yeah, but more of a constant through line of Hellraiser theme.
Outer Limits with the box, and it just gets passed on and on.
Yeah, if it had something to do with Hellraiser every episode.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Although maybe that's not a good idea though, because anthology TV series don't do well.
That's true.
I feel like more serialized television series do better, especially if it's coming from something like HBO or something where they could potentially put good writing and a budget behind it. Maybe an anthology series wouldn't be the way to go with that. Okay, I'm not sure what all these are in reference to, but I'm just going to say Paul asks Tony Danza ?
Angela
comment up next with Cenobites. How about Tony Danza with Cenobites?
With Cenobites. Oh my. Who's the boss there?
Yeah.
What's the safe word? Come to daddy.
Come to daddy. That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. It's so creepy. That movie is so creepy. Mm-hmm. That's why it's weird that you watch that when you're so young, because it's not just like gory or like, I guess
which
gory.
It is.
It's like the really disturbing stuff is the weird, filthy, sexual creepiness to it. Everyone's dirty and like, come to daddy.
Yeah, that's gross. But he's wearing.
Why does
her dad's skin? Come on.
Why does he cut the back of the rat open and flip it open, the rat flap, while she's having sex with the husband guy? It's like, is it like that's a threat? Like I'm gonna do that to him? I'm gonna rat flap your husband?
Maybe he just doesn't like the fur, and I don't know.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Put the flap in the rat.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah. Matt says maybe use the box as the central character and how it moves through a horror-filled timeline. Oh, Andrew has a good point here. Black Mirror did pretty darn good. You're right. And
it can be done.
Yeah.
There's your title.
Yeah.
Rat Flaps. Yes, Rat Flaps, the series coming to HBO.
Rat Flaps. That's the title of the show. Hellraiser Rat Flaps.
Rat Flaps
better
origin.
Than some of the direct video titles that show's got. I watched one. I can't remember what it was, but I watched one on Netflix a while back, and it was one I'd never seen, and it was just not good. It was just very low grade, and
was it the one in space?
No, I've seen that one though. I'm kind of surprised with the number of ones I've seen. I don't know. It just wasn't good. And it's like they tried to like. There's just got to be this war between, the demons and the angels, and it's like, what?
Yeah,
and then at the end, Pinhead got restored life and he woke up in an alley as some bum, a human bum. And I'm like, I don't need to humanize Pinhead. That's not what makes him good.
You know what everybody's been asking for? It's a human Pinhead without any pins in his head. That's what everybody's asking for. Every day I get up on the internet and I type into my computer, what do people want? And they were like, human Pinhead, no pins. What if we could have Pinhead
that'd be
without
like
pins?
That would be a horror for Pinhead, don't you think?
Yeah, but it
He's
set
like,
it up
he-
like
he-
He would just put pins back in his head. Like, that's a dumb movie. Like, how do I fix my problem of not having pins in my head? Maybe I should just put pins in my head.
Well,
Andrew says Rat Flaps is the name of my new band. Way better than Blood Witch.
Yeah, true.
Awesome.
True.
maybe they didn't make him human. Maybe they made him mortal. And
How do I
and
solve
mortal
this
people
problem
can't
that I
be
have of rats that don't have flaps? Maybe I just need to put flaps in all my rats. The end. There's your movie.
What were you saying a moment ago? I got just his audio got off sync, and then I just
Sorry.
lost everything. I don't know.
human.
He used to go on about rat flaps.
I was saying, no, I was just talking about the thing of Hellraiser being human. And I said, well, if he wasn't human, if he was immortal and was like one of those people that couldn't feel pain, then that'd be like a hell for him.
Oh yeah.
That's all.
All right,
I like stuff like
I'm
that.
done with news.
Okay, done with news.
There was some other story, but I'm done with it. It wasn't interesting. Oh no, it was something about there's going to be a prequel Transformers, but it's going to be a animated thing. So I'm like, well, that's kind of a misleading headline because most people when they see that are going to assume.
Witwicky.
I mean, the live action movies haven't even had no Witwicky for a while.
Oh, I stopped watching them after
Kind of
like the
okay
first
with
one.
that. That Witwicky, anyways.
That was a movie theater experience I could do without. We went and seen the second or third one with your nephew.
I don't know. They were all the same to me.
Oh, if you
But
went
yeah,
and saw
we
the
did.
second one, the second one's the worst one I've ever seen.
I think that was that
Just
the racist
stop
one?
there. Yeah,
Because the one we saw was the racist one.
It
Yep.
was the racist.
it was
one.
awful. Devastator with
long.
wrecking balls.
Yes, that was the one. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Michael Bay, you suck.
Yeah.
You're super rich. And people like to watch your movies, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh.
Yep.
There can be only one Pinhead. That makes me think we need a Mad Max Hellraiser crossover.
Yeah.
Oh, but I was thinking to enter one leaves, but he was doing Highlander.
Yeah.
Right.
I take it back. Highlander, Mad Max Hellraiser. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Highlander
Sounds
and
good.
Hellraiser, but
Yeah.
like in a Mad Max setting.
Man, can you imagine Highlanders on in those cars though? In the Interceptor? That sounds kind of
Yeah.
great.
It does.
Uh-huh.
Actually, if you put Mad Max and Hellraiser together, you get Mandy. Because those are so like they're acid tripped bikers. They're Cenobites, man. They're Cenobites on three-wheelers and motorcycles.
And they come to conches and stuff.
Yeah, you blow on a shell and it summons them. That's not acid. That's magic.
Yeah. Devil's
That's true.
magic.
Andrew said Bumblebee movie was really good. That's what I keep hearing. I'm curious.
I liked
about
it. I liked it.
And Matt shared the weird Twitch version of this like smiley face or whatever it is. Maybe it's a shocked face.
That's kind of horrifying.
It
Yeah, I was
is.
gonna
It's
say.
very. Twitch has some weird things going on.
It's almost a Cyberman.
I want a Cyberman emoji. Oh, I can make it. I can make one for our Discord that I haven't opened.
Yes, it will be upgraded.
Yes. Coming soon to a
Mhm.
Discord that nobody, including myself, is in.
I've been playing games in there once in a while. Like when I play
Have you?
games, I play them on Discord. So if you guys are interested, You can watch me play Love Letter, which is super exciting. Play a card game.
Oh, I kind of do want to watch you play that because I don't know how it works, so I want to learn it.
Oh yeah, well
I got a
maybe
copy
I'll
of that.
announce it in the group. So you guys check out the Grawlix Podcast Facebook group. Except Matt, he can't do that. And I'll announce when I'm going into the Discord. I don't know. I suppose I could somehow do that on Twitch as well, but I don't know if Twitch needs a Love Letter stream. I also wouldn't mind doing like a stream of Onirim, that other one that I did on the puzzle game one, because it's kind of a fun. It's a solitaire game, but it's got really cool artwork on all the cards. It's got really weird like world building aspect to it. So.
Paul, what's Japanese friend? I don't know which one's Japanese. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, you're going to continue the Twitch streams for people?
Yeah, I'm going to continue the Twitch streams. I don't know, what nights are you staying over this week?
Tonight, and then it would be Sunday night.
Sunday night? Okay, so probably tomorrow night and Saturday I'll be streaming Skyrim. Not guaranteed, but most likely, yeah. I'll be streaming Skyrim once, maybe twice this weekend. I might try to talk Melanie into playing something. I did get a new game called Framed and I bought it specifically because it's kind of a casual, like easygoing game, but very Grawlix appropriate. Let me see if I can find you. And it was like it was on sale for pretty cheap, so I might stream that sometime. It's kind of cool. It's a little puzzly, but also kind of like some of it seems like there's logic behind it, but some of it's kind of trial and error. So let me jump forward. Basically, it's the story about this like spy guy. Yeah, and then you start with the situation, the first frame set, the last frame set, and then you got to kind of rearrange the frames to get him through the situation. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
It's like a storyboard game. That's crazy.
Yeah, basically. But I was like, hey, I've had it in my wish list for like a year and a half. I was like, that's comic booky. That'd be good for a Grawlix stream or something. So I'll probably play that at some point in time. It's real laid back.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got two of them framed.
Yeah, so for the audio listeners, it's like you twist a comic book panel so that your guy can like walk by like the police officer without getting caught or that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And then I want to try to get Melanie in a situation like like this. Play something. It's just a matter of finding something that would be appealing,
right,
and engaging for both of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be back on Twitch. Before we push too far off into promoting stuff and wrapping up, Melanie, what should people be amazed about?
I had two things, but I'm only going to do the one.
Okay.
Because but you should definitely be amazed. So some astrophysicists were checking on some quasars, some old ones, and they realized that the electromagnetism constant that we use as a constant for physics and everything is not constant. It's different in different parts of the universe. And people had kind of said that before, but this was like a much more extensive study. So they found out that not only is it different, but it's different in a very distinct pattern. That means that the universe has a north and a south. So it's crazy. But not only that, at the same time, independently and without knowledge of each other, another group of scientists that were tracking X-rays found that they also had a dipole setup that matched the same spots as the electromagnetic ones. So the universe has poles, and that changes everything. So mind blown. All of our physics are wrong, and everything is different than we thought it was.
Look at his face.
don't know what to do. Like, how is that even possible to have poles on the universe?
In
Then
the
that
universe,
makes
I know,
it
right?
seems like the universe then is not infinite. Like the universe then has to have an obvious stopping point. Like
That's kind of, I think, what it implies. Yeah,
what?
You blinded Matt with science again.
I know. But it still has to go through a bunch of peer review and all the stuff that science has to do before it's, super official. But I mean, if two different people came up with the same thing at the same time, and it's on different, it seems pretty sure to me.
Oh, I forgot. Never mind. I was gonna make a joke about.
So
Oh
now-
yeah, peer
so
review.
I feel like
You
the
mean-
universe is now in a globe now, and like we're all just in a snow globe inside of a snow globe. I feel like I'm in a
Well, if
Krampus movie.
You're blowing all the minds.
It might be like what do you call it? A torus, because that's what a lot of people thought anyway. And then, that's kind of when you put magnets out, that's how they go, is in like the top part is the positive and the bottom part is the negative, and then it goes to the torus. You would just suck in and then blow back out like if it were just a giant black hole sucking us in and then shooting us back out as a quasar. That could be what it is.
I don't even know what you're talking about now. My mind was blown before, but now I don't even know what you're saying.
Sorry.
So Disney's Hercules is Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Is that Matt hitting us with the Men in Black reference?
He is.
Blarp.
Love it.
That's my onomatopoeia for this episode. Blarp.
So, hey, Jesse, what's new? You got anything coming up? Anything you want to leave people with?
No, just there's bizarre stuff happening in the Grawlix podcast group over there on Facebook. Really weird stuff. I don't know. I feel I'm starting to worry that if episode 100 doesn't come out, even more bizarre stuff is going to start happening, and it's scary.
Yep,
it's kind of scary.
I like being scared.
Let's see, what do we got going on? Twitch.tv/Grawlix podcast or whatever it is. Or if you're on Twitch, facebook.com/Grawlix podcast. Those are the big things I'm pushing right now. GCU's on a break. Somebody there, we keep getting weird messages about Grawlix 100, so I imagine that'll have to come out eventually.
Check out that Humble bundle. Is it grawlixpodcast.com/humble? Is that right?
Humble. Yep.
And that will get you there super easy. Otherwise, I posted in the group.
Savannah says, "Watch What We Do in the Shadows." I've never seen. There's a series, right? I've never seen the series. I love the movie though.
Mm-hmm. And everybody knows we like Taiki Wakiti.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Paul says, "Strangers in the Net." I don't know what that is in reference to. Just beware strangers in the net.
Mm-hmm.
But what if we are the strangers?
I will have some music coming.
Monster Mash has a new episode, or not Monster Mash.
You're right.
Yeah, Monster Mash. Moose's Monster Mash, though. Specifically, that Monster Mash has a new episode. A bunch of cool episodes of Moose's shows. And you should find those on electronicmediacollective.com.
And a bull spit, which I don't recall if I've got that posted yet or not.
I don't listen to podcasts really. So does it have the Monster Mash song in the beginning? Or no, you'd probably have to pay for that, huh?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's got his own theme song.
God, why is the EMC page website is loading so lightning fast? You should go there. So slow.
That's because you have slow internet.
We've got podcasts for you.
We got podcasts for days. There's over 4,000 podcast episodes on the podcast network. There's a lot. But yeah, most recently on Moose's Monster Mash, he talked to the guy that played Grandpa Sawyer in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's horror royalty.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
And I don't recall if I think I've got, Paul, did I get your most recent bull spit up there? No, not yet. But
Thundercats! I have that shirt to wear tomorrow.
But he talked to Larry Kenny. Listen, playing voice guy.
Lionel's like the main character, man.
Right. All right. Anybody else in the chat we want to promote? Hey, here we go. Since this is never ending. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. We've got to. He's here.
That's right. It's only appropriate. It's probably because I'm streaming. That's why it's so slow. Go to electronicmediacollective.com/60s-reboot and listen to the most recent episode of 60s Reboot, and you'll hear a couple of familiar voices along with where is he? Along with Jerry the Gnome and a Mr. Matt.
And that's a cute picture.
Oh, I don't have the new Bull Spit up yet. Paul's has another episode of Bull Spit with Moose or whatever. And Mr. Feeney. He talked to the actor,
Kit.
Mr. Feeney.
What? I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
Is that Principal?
Yeah, Principal Feeney. What else did he was like 3 big things. He was Feeney, he was Kit from Knight Rider, and I forget what else. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. The one other thing, now it occurred to me that I also did on that 24-hour thing, I did an art jam with a bunch of artists, and so that was a thing. I think it was like part 3 of the stream, and so I don't know if that'll get stripped out and put out as like an episodic type of thing, but that was a lot of fun. I've never done anything like that. We had prompts that we didn't know about in advance, and then boom, they hit us with the prompt, and then we would draw what we wanted. So I drew a Hanna-Barbera character of Captain Caveman, and then Star Wars character of Chewbacca, and so those were the 2. And then the last one was like Tiger King, so I did Joe Exotic as Biggie Smalls, the crown.
What? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, had to put my spin on it.
Anybody else got anything else?
Nope.
That's
I
it.
feel like we pushed this into ridiculous.
We
territory.
sure did. We almost got to a second hour here, man.
Oh, and Matt's talking about, I would go into it again, but towards the beginning of the stream, Matt, we talked about you and Patreon. So yeah.
And we thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Matt. You're great.
Yeah, but we expect everyone to start up again after the crisis is over.
And if you manage to stick with us through the pandemic, double your patronage.
So we can keep StreamYard. That's why.
Paul wants that sketch.
All right.
$300.
$300. Yeah.
I don't know what I was trying to overshoot. Maybe that's reasonable though.
No, if someone else were drawing it, yes. If I'm drawing
$500.
Yeah, there you go. But we're talking Freddie Williams. Freddie Williams could probably ask a couple $100, but I am not Freddie Williams.
I don't know.
I feel like you're unplugged.
You're under me. I mean, you stepped on my cord.
Oh, why you put your cords under my feet?
I didn't.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Matt says I have a napkin sketch for sale for $2.
That sounds totally reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And you know there's only one of those.
Right.
It's one of a kind.
I've got
right there.
a whole bunch of stuff you can have for free just because
You need to sell that stuff.
Nobody wants it, baby.
You don't even know.
I do. I went to a craft fair and I sold 5 things to the same person.
You have a fan.
Well, that's because she sat right across from me and had to stare at him all day.
Oh.
There we go. I could put the sketch as a Patreon thing for any new
$300.
patrons.
Any new patron at our new $300 tier.
That's right. That's right.
No, we've talked about. We'll talk about it more. Melanie's got all kinds of stuff. I have a painting that I probably should send Matt, and that was decided upon long before he became a patron. So we're not good at sending things.
Yeah. made a response card that took 2 years to get sent.
That was a Roman podcast card. Thank you card for them. Yeah, it did. Hey, let's end this, please.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
end it. Because you're gonna
Thanks,
have to now.
everybody.
You're gonna have to edit the end.
No. I'm not editing jack. It's going up as is. I might even make it longer. I'm gonna stretch it out.
Oh,
instead of
awesome! You
condensing
guys are
it.
so welcome.
So lucky. Don't do that.
I can because
they can't see you. All
We're
right.
we're just delaying the inevitable.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Oh, Paul
Bye.
asked Melanie what you got to sell. Paint. She pumps out paintings. They are taking over. You can't see them now, but they take over my house.
Yeah.
She did a swampy painting. It's up there. I think I posted about it on Patreon back in the day, actually. It's great.
Maybe we'll show you next time. Okay.
Next time. Bye.
Bye.